Hey everybody, good afternoon, good afternoon. As you know, I'm going to say I hope you're having a phenomenal day, or at least the best one you can, at least that. So look, yesterday I had posted a video. My daughters and I had gone to UC Davis and we were with the animals that they do experiments on. So I had recorded some videos with the horses. I showed the experiment area. I read the stuff that they have posted. Yeah, what they have posted public. And then we seen the llamas and the goats, sacrificial goats. Yeah, that's what I'd assume. But they also had monkeys. And it's been known for quite some time. I think it was back in 2017 when they first started, where Elon Musk had contracted himself with Neuralink with UC Davis. And then UC Davis started doing experiments per their guidelines on the animals, one of them being the monkeys. Now, one of the things they do with Neuralink is they implant it into the brain of the monkey. They also started human trials, they said, coming up this past year, or starting this past year. I said coming up, they started. But you know, what they tell you in public versus private, by the time we hear something, it's already old news and it's been going on for a long ass time. So, do I think these chimera experiments are new? Hell no. But they are putting these Neuralink devices into the monkeys. And another thing they were doing was separating baby monkeys from their parents, putting them into an isolation cage, and then purposely scaring them to see the reactions of the monkeys. Wow. This shit's so fucked up on so many levels. So PETA had requested back in 2017 the records from UC Davis. Now, UC Davis only released a small portion of the information because they said it would interfere with the ongoing experiments and privacy issues that they are covered by. Anyway, it says this still image was pulled from a small video snippet that UC Davis released to PETA. It appears to be the stimulus video that experimenters used to terrify isolated infant monkeys. According to published papers, UC Davis experimenters videotaped the baby monkeys' frightened reaction to watching this video, and PETA is suing for access to these and other tapes. UC Davis likely understands that if the public sees what's happening to monkeys in the laboratory, it will be the beginning of the end. There is actually a Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. They're a nonprofit group that has about 17,000 different physicians in it. And they actually filed a lawsuit against UC Davis, against the inhumane treatment of the animals there. They say that there were 29 different monkeys that were there on the facility, and they were doing experiments on them which they felt were really unnecessary and unethical. And since UC Davis receives a whole bunch of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars from taxpayers actually, each year, and they're performing these invasive brain surgeries, these experiments, and all of this under the Neuralink contract, a lot of people have concerns, understandably so. So, you know, beautiful. Unfortunately, you see they've been doing some experiments. On the campus of UC Davis, they actually have 11 different animal science facilities there. So there's a lot of different sections for a lot of different experiments, so to speak. Some of them I think are phenomenal. Others I have ethical debates over. I'm sure a lot of you actually read about it on the news when they were talking about the Pong game that was being played by the monkey, because Elon Musk had the experiment done where they put the neural implant in the monkey, and then the monkey was able to use his brain to play the game versus having to, use his hands and so forth. That just tells you where we're at in this day and time. If a monkey could do it, and if they could monitor the mind of a monkey, what do you think they could do with us? So while I do love UC Davis and I respect what they do, I do have my questions. Some of the things they do, I really wonder about the ethical side of it. You know, when does experimentation become too much? When do we draw the line? When is enough enough? The experimentation isn't just on animals, you guys. If you don't think you're being experimented on as well, you got another thing coming. So although I love education, I love school, hell, I like UC Davis. What I don't like is experiments being withheld from the public. See, I think there should be more transparency. Transparency is key. I think people should have the ability to make an informed choice on where they want their money to go. Because a lot of taxpayers' money is going to support Elon Musk rats. Yeah, Muskrat, Metal Rat. Yeah, his favorite song. People should have transparency. People should know what's going on. People should have the right to know where their tax money is going, because some of it is going to experiments that you may or may not agree with. Do you notice anything unusual about one of the cows? In addition to donating blood to other cattle, this cow donates fluid from her rumen, which is the first and largest stomach compartment in ruminant animals. Cows like sheep, goats, and llamas are ruminants. This means that they have more than one stomach compartment. The plug or fistula you see connects directly to the cow's rumen and allows veterinarians to collect fluid and give it to other ruminant animals. I'm watching him. I see you seeing me, seeing you with the seeing. And then it says her healthy rumen fluid contains beneficial microorganisms. Okay, I'm trying to read, cow. And essential vitamins that sick animals may not have due to their illness. Would you stop trying to talk over me? Thank you. My goodness. Moo back at ya. Oh, he heard that. These llamas provide vital blood and plasma to llama patients at the UC Davis Veterinary Medicine Teaching Hospital that suffer from blood loss. In addition, veterinary students work with them to learn about behavior and handling of herd animals. He's being nosy. He said, who's making the noise? And to be honest, net neural monitoring has been around for a very, very long time. Do you guys know about Acoustic Kitty, the CIA? See, they had done experiments way, way, way back in the day. What was it, like the 70s or so, when they had Acoustic Kitty, where they implanted a device inside the cat. Yeah, for war purposes, they wanted to see about ways to infiltrate. I would say the infiltration has spread. I stand corrected on the part where I said the 70s. It's actually the 60s. CIA experimented on animals in the 1960s too. Just ask Acoustic Kitty. So this article was back in 2017, but it talks about it here. Drugs, nukes, and animal operatives. Project MKUltra, the CIA's infamous human mind control project, wasn't the only thing that was going on in the 60s. We all know about the MKUltra by now, right? In that decade, writes Tom Vanderbilt for Smithsonian Magazine, the U.S. government deployed non-human operatives, ravens, pigeons, even cats, to spy on Cold War adversaries. Unlike MKUltra, this project was never the subject of the congressional hearing, but some documents as well as sources from inside the CIA confirm that Project Acoustic Kitty was real. Neuralink, open water, DARPA N3, and our future Matrix-style immersive VR. The technology in a nutshell is implementing really thinner like human hair, electrodes to the brain to read and write the neural activity. It's called net neural monitoring, you guys. They check the synapses in your brain and can read everything. The signals are processed in real time by a special ASIC chip and transferred to the outside part, which is connected to external devices through Bluetooth. It is a Bluetooth interface directly to the human brain, implementing these tiny electrodes. It is a Bluetooth interface directly to the human brain. Implanting these tiny electrodes would not be possible manually. So, Neuralink developed a special surgeon robot that can position the threads very precisely. According to Neuralink's surgeon, the surgical intervention needs only some hours and no anesthesia. So you can simply go to the brain implant center, like a tattoo salon, implement the electrodes, and go home. This technology can help paralyzed people to get back to the ability to walk, or blind people to get back to the ability to see. But the long-term goal is brain-machine integration. You hear that, you guys, right? Brain-machine integration. But not Elon is the only one who builds brain-machine interfaces. I've written an article about open water, which uses near-infrared light and holography to build a cheap and more accurate MRI-like machine that can invasively read and possibly write the human brain. Non-invasive means there is no surgical intervention needed. You only have to wear a special cap on your head which uses near-infrared lights to see into the brain. Damn, I remember studying that shit about 10 years ago. DARPA also supports the BMI. Of course, research by the N3 Next Generation Neurosurgical Neurotechnology Program. The project tapped 6 academic teams to engineer radically different BMIs. One of the projects is Moana, which will use gene technology to modify the neurons in the brain. The modified neurons absorb the light differently when they are activated and can be activated by a magnetic field due to the proteins which contain iron particles. You know, some other magnetic stuff out there might be that 5G, but hey, anyway. Moana uses special viruses to deliver the genes. These viruses cannot go through the blood-brain barrier, but this barrier can be opened temporarily by ultrasound. The targeted brain parts can be selected by focusing the ultrasound, and only these neurons will be modified by the viruses. Although modifying the neurons sounds dangerous, gene therapy is less invasive like Neuralink's threads. It's enough to get a virus injection and sit for some hours in a big MRI-like ultrasonic machine, which opens the blood-brain barrier into specific parts of the brain. After the painless method, you will have a new, little bit modified brain, which can be read by near-infrared light, just what we need, and written by a magnetic field. The long-term goal is to transfer images from the brain to another, which is something like real telepathy. This is not too far from VR usage. Of course it's not. It's experimentation, where the source is not another brain but a computer-generated image. Although it's not clear now which technology will be the base of the full immersive virtual reality, the research has begun and a huge development is expected in the BMI field. Obviously, the brain-machine interfaces are only a part of the problem. Reading and writing the brain is not enough. To stimulate all the senses, it should be known how the brain works. But the human brain is very complex as we are able to understand it. If the goal is full immersive virtual reality, it's not needed to understand the whole brain. Every nerve under the neck comes to the brain through the spinal cord. The cross-section of it is some cubic cm. Stimulating the nerves in this small area is enough to stimulate any feeling in the whole body. So, to build fully immersive virtual reality, we have to know only a small part of the human brain. But this small part is very complex. The good news is that we don't have to understand how the brain works to stimulate feelings. We sure don't. We need only big data and machine learning, and teach a computer to translate the digital signals to stimuli. This is why AI is so important in the field, because AI can understand our complex brain instead of us. The AI will be a new layer on our brain, which will connect us to the cloud, to the neocortex in a layer on our reptilian brain. Wow, this is MK Ultra to the max. But I mean, what can I say? It is hard to say how far into the matrix like full immersion virtual reality. It's funny, I just stopped there because I'm thinking of Sophia Stewart and the Matrix and KP and her interviews, yada yada. Anyway, back to the article. But it will change everything. It will be bigger than the mobile revolution or the internet. It will be one of the biggest inventions of humankind. Try to imagine a world with virtual immersive VR, where you can get everything you want totally freely. A big house with a beautiful panorama or a luxury car will be worth nothing, and you can change your outfit day to day. In this world, money has no value, and words like power and wealth have no meaning. Oh, man. Full immersive virtual reality can also help to reduce resource usage of our civilization, because the things don't have to be manufactured. What exists in VR don't have to travel to anywhere or transfer things, etc. But it is another story. Another story indeed. I mean, if you guys can't see the agenda by now, I don't know what to tell you. God protect us all. Hi, you coming to visit? Hi. How's it going? You're just gonna come right on up. Hi. Oh, you just let me pet you and everything, huh? Oh, thanks. You like being petted, huh? I'm with it too. I would too. I'd say come scratch my... Looks like a little billy goat gruff. I wonder if he has a bridge.